Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. I thought I would make a quick video with a couple of predictions for Der Eisendrache, seeing as it comes out really soon now and we still don't have a trailer at the time of recording this video, and so predictions are pretty open. There's a lot of stuff that we can predict, and who knows whether it will come true, of course, but it's fun to do so in the meantime. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into a couple of things that I think might happen in the map or on the map, and then also maybe one or two other things that I think are not necessarily going to happen, but would be quite cool. So I think maybe this could be the first map ever in which we fight skeletons. They showed us skeletons in that one video showing us all the different monsters from Black Ops 3. They had mechs walking around, they had robots, they had human soldiers, obviously, they had the zombies that we're familiar with from Shadows of Evil and from The Giant, and they also had skeletons in there, which you obviously fight in Dead Ops Arcade, but I think it would be really cool if we finally fought them in person in Der Eisendrache. I think that would just be so cool, and I've been waiting for it for so long as well. When I originally made my prediction that we would be going to some kind of Parisian catacombs years and years ago, that was one of the things that I really wanted to see happen, and when we ended up going to Origins, obviously we went into the mound and there was skulls and things down there and it was all very spooky, but we still didn't actually see any proper skeleton bosses or anything like that. So I would really like to see some skeletons at some point in this map, and if not in this map, in a future map in Black Ops 3 Zombies, because I think it's long overdue. I'm sure at some point we're probably going to go to a pyramid or some kind of tomb like that, which would obviously be also a perfect opportunity for them to whip out the skeletons and have some fun with some mummies and stuff as well. So, Treyarch, please, skeletons in Der Eisendrache, I want to see it happen. Next on the list is some kind of boss. This is a prediction. I reckon that there is going to be some kind of marauding thing on the map that we're going to have to take down, similar to the Margwa, similar to the Panzersoldat from Origins. I reckon it's going to drop in, and my method of entry that I'm predicting is going to be some kind of rocket launching into the sky that breaks, and then it falls down into the map, and then this thing gets out of it or something like that, and you have to fight it. I mean, I think that it's quite likely that we will be seeing a rocket launching and then falling into the map or something along those lines. I think that that would be a very easy dynamic event for them to do that would be extremely fun to sort of play around in-game, and it could really change the map up in a lot of ways. Maybe sort of locking off certain areas or at least changing the playable space in some way, which would be really fun in my opinion. So that's sort of two predictions in one, I guess. I think we're going to have a big boss type figure, like a Margwa, except on this map we're in a castle, so maybe it's going to be a knight. Maybe it's going to be this sort of hulking beast that's been dwelling beneath the castle and absorbing all this 115 for generations and generations, and then after all this time, our crew get there, zombies infest the castle, and it just so happens that this thing awakens and suddenly is not very happy with our characters and decides to try and kill them. So that I think is quite likely, and also I think that we're going to be seeing rockets launching. We already know we're going to see rockets launching, but I reckon that they might break, or we might be able to break them in some way, just like on Ascension, and that will cause something to fall into the map. That is another thing that I am predicting. Some people have been saying, oh yeah, at some point, maybe, let's say at round 10, an Iron Dragon is going to appear, but unfortunately, I think that that is just too far-fetched to actually happen. I think that the Iron Dragon is just a name that is being ascribed to the rockets that are launching, the sort of Iron Dragon series, I guess, or something along those lines. Or maybe it'll be a new faction or something, but I don't think it's going to be the name of an actual dragon that comes and eats all our characters and that's the end of the storyline. Although that would be great. I'd quite like that. It would be pretty funny. I just can't help but think that a knight would be much more fitting for the map, because it's a medieval castle, and what do you sort of in your head link to medieval castles and things along those lines? Knights of the Round Table, those sorts of things. You've got loads of rituals and magic and just backstory and mythology and lore to draw from there, that I think it would be an obvious choice for the team to make. Now then, the other day I posted a video and I included some viewer theories that had been left in my comments section and just basically explained them for what they were, and then let you guys decide whether you agreed with them or not in the comments of that video itself. And you all really liked the style, so I thought I would do a similar thing today and implement some of your ideas and your predictions into this video. So I asked on Twitter what your predictions are for Der Eisendrache and got some awesome responses. This is one of my favorites. Jimmy Zielinski rising from the fog and trying to kill you would be an amazing map feature. Treyarch, please. Jason Blundell, I'm counting on you. This has to be in the map. Here's another great one. Short and to the point. I said, tweet me some predictions, and Water said, Fog. I hope not, but knowing Treyarch, there's probably going to be plenty of it for us to play around in. You know what they say? Fog rolling in a day makes the zombies go away? Okay, no, they definitely don't say that. Moving on. My buddy Conway says there will be buyable Semtex grenades on the lift. Now, this sounds awfully specific, right? Why would there be buyable Semtex grenades in the gondola on Der Eisendrache? And more importantly, why would he know this in advance? But honestly, where else are they going to put Semtex grenades? It seems like a logical choice to me, so why not? That could well happen. Angel, or Rios, says, it's all a dream. No. Just no. That is not what I want to happen on this map. It could happen. They could be like, oh, yeah, we just realized, guys, none of us actually exist. Dempsey's going to be like, yo, player, you're stupid. I don't know. But seriously, I don't think it's all a dream. Despite the Origins cutscene, despite all the interpretations of that just say, oh, well, yep, zombies isn't real, and that's the end of the story. It's all in Samantha's head. Bye-bye. I don't think that that is the case by any means, and I don't think that we're going to be seeing things being all a dream in this map either. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen at least, because that would be an awfully boring end to the story. But moving on, let's go to the next prediction. This next one I really like, and I think it would be so cool if this did happen. So let's think back to Moon, right? On Moon, we spawn on the Earth. Okay, so we spawn in Area 51, we then teleport to the moon, we go through the steps of the Easter egg, eventually Samantha emerges from the MPD, she says she's gonna rip our innards from our very insides, and it's all rather nasty stuff. Eventually, Samantha and Richtofen swap bodies, and we blow up the Earth. Kaboom. The Earth gets mullered by a load of rockets. So that's what happens on Moon. What if, on this map, we sent rockets to the moon and blew that up instead? What if, in fact, there were loads of parallels between the Easter eggs of Moon and the Easter eggs on this map? For example, what if there was an ancient evil, which Jason Blundell has talked about, trapped beneath the castle? There's loads of 115 down there, we know that, and so what if this thing has been absorbing it all this time, this frozen one in this mountain, this giant ice cave, the biggest in the world? What if it's been accruing all this power from the 115 and is finally going to be awakened by our actions on the map? And in the same way that Samantha pops out of the MPD in Moon, it is going to pop out of somewhere in Der Eisendrache, and then, I mean, oh man, the potential here is actually unreal. Like, I hadn't considered this idea, but I think that this would be one of the coolest damn Easter eggs and one of the most amazing ways for them to bring some of that old story back while still making it a fresh look and a new start for a lot of those ideas and threads. Just, this would be so damn cool. Seriously, I cannot actually put into words how excited I would be if we got an Easter egg that matched or at least was similar to the events of Moon, except we were playing it out on the opposite planet, or rather the opposite body, because the moon isn't a planet, it's a moon. The opposite celestial body being the Earth this time, and we blow the moon up instead. I would love for that to happen. This is an absolutely brilliant idea. Let me know if you guys would like that in the comments as well, because I think that not only would that make for a fun Easter egg and an awesome new twist for the story, but it would also just be so nostalgic and enjoyable for those reasons that I think this would just be a perfect Easter egg for Der Eisendrache. Final prediction now. Raygun Mark II maybe is going to come back? Wouldn't that be cool? Obviously, before the release of Black Ops 3, loads of YouTubers, some not even zombies YouTubers, made videos saying, guys, the Raygun Mark III is confirmed because there's a drawing of a gun that looks somewhat futuristic on the walls of one of the chalkboards at Treyarch, and loads of people covered it, but ultimately, we didn't get a Raygun Mark III. And we didn't even get the Raygun Mark II. The Raygun Mark II isn't available in the Giant or in Shadows of Evil, and so maybe this is going to be the map where we finally see it return and we'll be able to slay as many zombies as we want with that multi-round burst. I'd certainly be happy to see it return just because it's a cool gun. It is interesting though that in Black Ops 2, Jimmy Zielinski was much more in control and brought in the Mark II, and now that Blundell's in control, we don't have a Mark II. It's like Was that sort of his creation and it's kind of been retconned because this is Jason Blundell's universe now? Or something like that? Maybe there's some internal politics going on there that we don't know about. Who knows? Anyway, I have been MrRoflWaffles. Let me know in the comments your predictions for Der Eisendrache, because I just don't have time to go through absolutely all of the tweets in this video for you guys, but there were some really cool ideas out there and I'd love to hear more of them in the comments down below. So thanks for watching, smash the like button, and I'll see you next time. Bye!